Hello, everybody. How are you today? It's me, Joe McKay, and I feel good. I hope you feel good. Hope you're having a great week. It's Wednesday. I love that old dumb commercial with the camel going, Mike, 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 Mike. It's hump day. I don't even watch TV, but I love that. So I can see your comments. Hello, Lauren. Please let me know. Let us know you're here. Say hello. If you're new, let us know where you're from. Those of you who are not new, thank you for coming back. And today's project is going to be a knotted leather turquoise with a really beautiful rose and leaf pendant necklace. And it's going to be fun to make because it's two new sizes and colors of leather for us to use and some new beads. But before I get into the materials for today's project, I just want to remind you that coming up pretty quick is going to be the Great Bead Extravaganza Spring Fling Show, which will debut, our preview, excuse me, will be on Friday the 20th. And we will be having presentations all day Saturday and all day Sunday. I'll be on Saturday at 1:30. So we're changing the time up a little this time. We have a special guest for you, and I will make a post about that because I don't want to butcher her name right now because I have a bad memory. So, hello, Debbie. Hey, Jean. Nice to see you. Welcome. Okay, so let me switch to my hands and I want to show you the project that I'll be making live for the spring fling. So this is the Forget Me Not necklace, and as you can see, it's got a real flower pendant, which I think is so pretty. And those are Forget Me Nots. And then these are all the beautiful, you'll get all these beautiful vintage handmade lampwork glass flowers and lots of Hill Tribe. This is Hill Tribe, lots of Hill Tribe, and it's on this blue iris leather, which is really pretty. Comes with a bayonet clasp, which is super secure and so sleek and in line. It lays along your neck so well. But there's a few of these left, so I think what I'll do right this second is to go ahead and pull that up on my website so I can put that link right in the comment for you. Hold on one second. I did this our last live, but I want to do it again. So there we go. I'm going to put it right in here in case you haven't got your kit yet. There it is. So I put that in a comment, the link. So if you're interested in making along with me, we're going to be doing this on April 22nd at 1:30. And now let's move on. I've got some new products to show you, but this is what we're going to be making today. Sorry for the ugly color of this, but this is my macrame board, and I use my macrame board when I'm knotting. So here's the pendant, and I think it's just really happy. Makes me happy, and it makes me think of spring flowers that will be coming soon. This is the 7 to 10 millimeter Nevada Nugget turquoise. You can see here that I've got a 2 millimeter and a 0.5 millimeter leather cord. It's called light brown, and it goes through all the beads, which is very cool. These are the new beads. Here, let me just get those for you and show you in my hand. You get a better look. These are Yay Large Hole Hill Tribe. Woohoo! How about that? So those are up on the website. Going to be using the Double Sun Hill Tribe, my bandage and everything. So those are cool, and they have a big enough hole as well, as you can see here. Sorry for my bandage. I almost cut my knuckle off. And so what I did on So we're going to be using Bally spacers, but what I did on the end of mine was use this stainless steel, my 2 millimeter taper clasp, magnetic taper clasp. So the link, I put all these links on a post, and I want to show you a couple options. So I want to show you this. I thought of this after I already glued this one on, but look, this is just a little beautiful. It goes so well with the pendant. So look at that. That would have been the one to use. But so if you wanted to use this, you would want to buy some of the crimp connectors that are on the website. So under connectors. So I think that's really cool. I want to show you also something that I found later and just put up on my website. These are I designed these a long time ago, and I had some made. They are my large hole, so that's like a 4.5 or 4 millimeter hole. So a lot can go through, and it is a whole ring of flowers. They're really great. They're sold in the pair. We have some other new clasps up. This is under clasp, and this is a concho button, and it also, you can see here, it's got a large hole. So these are good for leather. Then, last but not least, I want to show you another new clasp. This because I'm just putting these things up. So these are an oversized lobster with an oversized connecting loop here. And they just have this pretty heart on them, and they come in silver or gold finish. And what you have to do, and you order these, is to just make note of which finish you want, gold or silver. And this is the 7 to 10 millimeter Nevada turquoise. So those come in, I think, 6-inch strands. Last but not least, these are 6/0 tri-cuts. So a 6/0 is actually, it looks more like a rondelle, but it just has 3 sides that are cut. That's why it's called a tri-cut. But they have a large hole. It's a 2 millimeter hole, so it's going to go over our 2 millimeter leather. And this is the turquoise with Picasso finish. So we're also going to be using some of the 4 millimeter rounded corner square beads. And like I said before, the Valley Silver spacer beads. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Let me get what we're going to do ready here. So I have pre-cut. I'm getting that now. I have pre-cut my 2.5 millimeter cords right here, and I've centered them. And now I'm just going to make a loop here right at the very tip where the center is. Hey Nancy, how do you search my website? Lauren asks. You go to shop, and there, give it a second, a drop down menu will open. So now I'm going to put both these through the top of my pendant at the same time. So, which may not be so easy, so I'll just hold on to that one. So I want to make this pretty small here. Get that through. I know it can be done because I made the sample. There we go. Then before I go further, I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to pull this down to leave some space at the top there and put him through. But you got to get it nice. Pinch that a little bit and make sure that loop's nice and small. And again, I'm going to pull down to make room. So there we go. Okay, so I have both those loops through. And I want to lay them together so they're even at the top. Then I'm just going to bring all of these cords back through. Okay, just like this. And I'm going to slowly pull these through. Just takes a little time. And I want it to lay nice, so I'm going to make sure that both those cords are laying just like that. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is pin this on my board right here using a T-pin going one way and a second T-pin going another. I did not go through the leather. And I'm going to separate the 2mm. Wait a minute, am I doing this wrong? No, I'm not doing it wrong. So I'm going to separate the 2mm and the 1/2 millimeter. So we have 2 on each side. All right. And here's how this is going to go. I want the 1/2 millimeter actually on the outside. So I'm just giving a little tug like that. So that's going to be our working thread. So first thing I'm going to do is take my, and did I tell you this was 5 feet of the 1/2 millimeter, and this was 28 inches of the 2mm, and this is the light brown. Okay, so I'm going to pick up one of my 4mm square cubes. Get all excited, and then my hands start shaking. And a turquoise. Isn't that nifty that this leather goes right on through? Very cool. And another one of the cubes. I'm going to pull this up. Okay. And then I'm going to go over the 2mm, under and through. Okay, get your beads where you want them, and then just snug that up. Now I did exactly what I don't want to do. I pulled my knot so it was bunching those beads up. I don't want them bunched, okay? Oh, that works too. I don't have to worry. Okay, so I had gone over. Now I'm going to go under, over, and through. This little piece of hair or something. Okay, and I'm just going to snug those up. Then I'm going to pick up one of the large hole Hill Tribe barrel type beads and move it up. Do the same over, under, and through. Super easy. Under, over, and through. Maybe I should zoom in just a little bit. Move this up. There we go. Okay. Then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put 3 of the turquoise patterns, starting with the 4mm cube. Hey, Roma. Thank you. You're so sweet. I hope I said your name right. Hi, Donna. And then a turquoise. Love the turquoise goes through the 1/2 millimeter. That is not always the case, but it is. And then another one of the rounded corner cubes, silver cubes. I'm so glad you're tuning in, everyone. Thank you for being here. All right, so I'm going to get those up here. I'm going to go over. I'm going to make my cord tight. There we go. Over, under, and through. Those where I want them. Then under, over, and through. Okay, and again, I'm going to pick up one of the large hold Hill Tribe. And again, all of these products are on the link. All the links are, excuse me, I'm going to go over. I can't talk and do this. Over, under, and through. All the links are in a post right below this live. So I even put this new rose clasp in case you wanted to use it. Though I'm going to be using the 2mm stainless steel magnetic. So under, over, and through. Snug it up. Super easy. Time for the last of the turquoise here. Oops, So we start with a cube. I almost started with the turquoise. I have all my beads off to the side here, so it takes me a little bit longer to grab them. Once in a great while, the turquoise won't go through, and then I just take my bead reamer to it. But most all of them fit without having to be worked on as far as that 7 to 10 millimeter Nevada turquoise goes. Okay. So this is such an easy product. This product, knotting, this is so easy, this particular style of knotting. Over, and there we go, under, over and through. This couldn't be easier, and it's a great look. I really like the way this looks. So we have that. We have one more. No, that's it. We're not going to add another barrel right now. So we have 2 barrels. Now what we're going to do, loosen up my 2 millimeter, and we're going to put on one of the double suns. Where is the hole? There is the hole. So here is the double sun. And we're just going to, so on my board here, I want you to see I can put the cord right in like that. It just makes life so much easier to do. So I'm going to go over, under, and through. And this is capturing all these beads. So one side will have a cord showing on the bead, the other side won't. So if you wanted to, you could put that cord to the back. I don't mind it like that, so I'm just going to leave mine up front. Then I'm going to go under, over, and through. Okay. Just like that. Okay. And I'm going to go back and put one more turquoise pattern with the cube, the turquoise, and the cube, just to make it a little bit snazzier. We love the turquoise. Love, love, love. As you know, there's so many beads and gemstones and semi-precious stones to love. I just love them all, but certain ones I use more often than not. And turquoise is one of my favorites. So there we go. Again, over, under, and through. Put your beads where you want them. Snug it up. Just make sure your cord is on this side of the bead like that. Then we go under. Excuse me, fingers. Let's go. Okay, let's snug that up. Just like that. Now, we're going to take one of the new, oh, excuse me, we've got to go one more of the large whole hill tribe. Just like that. Over, under, and through. Under, over, and through. Snug it up. I just sometimes use my thumbnail and make sure that's nice and snug. Would I put a link to the flower bead? Oh, yeah. Okay, well, if you go to beads, go to the website, go to shop and go to beads, it'll be one of the first ones. Okay, Lauren? Yeah, that's how that goes. Now, what I'm going to do, loosen up my 2 millimeter, and I'm going to add 2 of the 6/0 check glass tri-cut beads. They're turquoise with Picasso finish. They just match the Nevada turquoise so well, and that saves you some money. That's why I did that. Because if you have to buy too much turquoise, it gets pricey. Everything seems to be pricey these days. Okay, snugged it up and under, over, and through. time for another barrel bead. See how quickly this is going? It's really pretty sweet. Very, very sweet. And you end up with a successful, beautiful necklace. That's what I aim for. That it's not too terribly hard to do, but looks very, very expensive when you are done. Under, over, and through. Capture these beads. So I do like the alternating that these are on the 2 millimeters and these aren't. So it just gives you a little more texture. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more here of the 6/0 tri-cuts. There's 1, and there's 2. Bring those up where I want them. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pick up a barrel bead. And I want to just keep undoing all of this. And then 3 more of the, and we just move them up as we need them. Okay, so there's 3, 2, 3. Another barrel bead. And 3 more of the 6/0s. Oops. I'm just going to load this up here, make my life easier. 2. So I went from 2 to 3. You'll see as we go. And then I'm going to end it with a barrel bead. Okay. So now I'm going to put my cord back in, and I'm just going to move up those 2 first beads. And we're going to capture those over, under, and through. Just like that. Under, over, and through. Then I'm moving up a barrel bead. Lauren, did you just place 3 different orders? If you did, I will refund you some money, okay? Over, under, and through. But thank you for your order. Under, over, and through. Oops. Goes really fast once you stack your beads on. So now I'm moving to 3 beads. This was 2. We did 2 beads, and we're going to do 2 3 beads. So over, under, and through. Bang here. Make it so it doesn't bang. And then under, over, and through. Moving up my barrel bead. Capture this guy. Over, under, and through. Move it. Oops. Under. Almost did a half a knot. I don't want to do that. These are half hitches. I'm going to move up 3. Whoops, I'm getting off the end here. Whoop, over, under, and through. Yeah, it's really easy, Lauren. Super easy. And you're welcome. Under, over, and through. I like the color of this leather too. It's new. Okay, and then my last barrel bead, or my large hole hill tribe, I should call it, for what it is. So you will not be confused when you go to look for it. But that is why I put the links up. Alright, so it's going to do that. Now, this is where I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Just a little bit. It might be a little too much. Okay, I'm not good at this, guys. Give me a sec. I'm going to undo, and we're going to start. We're going to add on 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of the Bali spacers, okay? And I'll show you what to do with them. the exact same thing we've been doing. So basically it's going to be 6 groups of 2 beads like this. I'm going to cut the tip off of this so it goes through the beads a little, making it on an angle like that. Okay. Much easier to hit the hole in the center of these valley beads. There's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, and 12. Then I can lock my leather back in. Alright, that's just what I'm going to do. Whoops, after I spill my pile of beads here. And I'm going to have to move this up a little so I don't have to go off the end. So I'm just going to pin this in place just a little higher up. Okay, move this back down. Then I'm going to take my cord, tighten it back up. And I am going to move 2 at a time up, just like that. Then we're going to do the over and under. Super easy. And I like that the size of the beads have gone down and down and down, because you know me, I don't like big beads behind my neck when I'm wearing a necklace. This is over, this is under, move 2 more up, this is over, under and through, under, over and through, 2 more. It's a pretty look. So over, under and through, under, over and through, 2 more, over, under and through, under, over and through. And the last 2, it's going to be over, under, and through. So this cord's getting a little short, so you might want to do 5.5 feet on the cord, okay? Just don't want you to run out, but it's going to be just about right, and I like it to be easier to maneuver. Okay, so that's all our beads are on the strand here. So now I'm just going to do 3 sets of knots. So there's over, under, and through. Pull it tight. Under, over, and through. Or maybe 2 sets since I'm running out of cord. Over, under, and through. Under, over, and through. Okay, so I just did 2 sets of knots. Now I'm going to pull this really tight, and what I'm going to do is to get my little glue tray, and of course my favorite glue, Loctite Super Gel Control, and I'm going to get my dotting tool, and before I cut that tail off, I'm going to turn it over, I'm going to take and put some glue right on these last knots so they cannot pull out. Okay, it's not going to really show, but I just want to make sure that this is going to stay put, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to trim it off. Okay, now what I want to do next is I'm going to go ahead and put clasp on this end when we go back and can finish the other side. But I want to show you how to do the clasp because if we run out of time, and what I'm going to do now is see how much space that actually takes up. And it doesn't take up much. Probably 3 millimeters of leather. Yep, just about, maybe 4. Okay, so I have this cut in an angle so it fits in, but what you really want to do is just trim the tip of that angle off so it butts up in there. It still goes in easy, but it butts up in. So I'm picking up my glue here right on the ends, and I'm rolling the glue to about, oh, wait a minute, you know what? So I need to cut it down here, not up there, silly girl. Okay, so I'm going to put it there, cut off that tail. All right, then I'm going to do this. Okay, so I dip in the glue. Forgot to cut the tip just like I showed you, and then roll it around on the end of the leather. I'm just going to take my clasp and put it on, except that I cut it. I'm going to try this again, guys. Cutting it out to an angle and just nipping a little bit of the top off. Need more glue now, so let me get my act together for you. So this is a very small. This is a 2 millimeter, so we could try it this way. But even the dotting tool is a little large, and you may end up spooging. Spooging is a technical term. You don't want any spooging. So I'm just going to dip the end, go along the side here, and pick up some, and hope that this one will go in easier. I keep cutting the tip. You know, I make it, no, I don't want to do that. I already got, keep making it. I'm just going to leave it like that this time. I like to cut the very tip of the angle off, but I've been cutting it a little too close. So this time we're just going to get it in there and let that dry, okay? So it's just that easy to attach those. Then we can start back on the other side. Ta-da! Okay. We'll move back down so you have a better view. Using my T-pins. So if you want a board like this, it's actually sold by Beadsmith. I do not want to go through my leather here, so I'm taking care not to. Okay, now we can work on the other side. We're just going to do the same thing, okay? The exact same thing we did. And I'm picking up a cube. How do you like my, instead of French, I had my nails done as an ombre. I'm not sure. I think I like the French better, so I don't know why I just brought attention to them. Okay, picking up a turquoise. That's one thing I do for myself. Okay, that one actually didn't go through. So I'm picking up another one instead of fixing that one. Wow, 2 in a row that didn't go through. Making me a liar here. No, I had mentioned that, didn't I? That some of them just won't go all the way through, but most of them do. Of course, I could also make my life easier and cut the tip of this at an angle. Angles always help. There we go. Okay, and one more of the rounded cubes. Push this up. And you know what I think I'll do is, well, we won't load until we get to this part because we're going to have to go back and forth because we actually put the barrel bead. But I am going to secure my 2 millimeter here so it's nice and tight. Okay, we go over, under, and through. Make sure your beads are where you want them. It's a little slower in the beginning because the tail is longer and a little Little bit of a fuss. Oh, thanks, Kathy. You like them? Guy talked me into it yesterday. I was feeling kind of low, so I went and got a mani-pedi. Treated myself to some luxury. So, why not? I'm worth it. Alright, get you up here. I'm going to go over, under, and through. Come back. I'm going to go under, over, and through. Then it's time for some more of the turquoise pattern. Cube, turquoise, cube. I love beads that hold leather. But I just bought this brown and I just picked up the exact same bead that I had used before. I like this color brown. It does. So I also like the metallic leathers, as you know, but for this I just wanted it to be plain and a saddle tan. Saddle tan is my favorite color of leather. This is called light brown. I'm calling it what the manufacturer does, okay? We're going under, over, and through to create a series of knots. Okay, time for another large whole hill tribe. And they have like a series of dots on the side. Put him up. Secure my 2mm. He would fit maybe even on a 2.5mm. So we're gonna go. If you would please cooperate, Mr. Slippy Bead. Put you up and cage you in. I'm gonna go under, over, and through. And I want to straighten this out so it's not too bunched up. It's time for our next cube, turquoise cube. Let's see if we can get this one to go through. Nope. Huh, I've got quite a few on this one. But there's enough in each one, each 6-inch strand, that you will not have to stop. Whoop, that is not a cube. You will not have to stop to fix beads. So, all right, I'm going to pull this up. There, we got that. I'm going to go over, under, and through. Get those beads up there. Pull that tight. Then go under, over, and through. Okay, so now it's time for our double sun bead. Looking for the hole here. Right there, and I'm going to tighten this back up. Sorry for all the movement. Keep you there. We're going to go over, under, and through. Snug it in and cage him. Then under, over, and through. Okay. And then we're going to do our last turquoise, and then we'll load up all the other beads. Okay. Super simple. Picking out my turquoise. Two. Second. All right. There's that. I'm going to go over, under, and through. my bead? I gotta bring it back down here. I do not want you do not want your knot laying anywhere past your bead because it will not look good and it will make it bunch up. Okay. All right. Now it is time to move the pendant back to the top. We can load up our beads. Okay, so first one we're going to do is the barrel bead. I'm going to have to get out more of my 3Os. So I didn't have a lot of these, so I put them in small groups. I will order more because I really like the way they look. And I'm going to get some different colors as well. So 2 of these. Another barrel. 2 more of the 6O. It's a nice size bead. And because of the cuts in it, it makes it, it really makes it sparkle a little bit. Okay, now we're going to do 2 sets of 3 of the 6Os. There's one, another barrel. Or sorry, large hole hill tribe. I keep calling it a barrel. Got a name. I just put these up. I just got these in, so I got to stick with the right name here. Sorry about that. Hey, Terry. Lark's Head, thank you. I think I called it a half hitch. Lark's Head. Oh, Lark's Head's the knot at the top, right? Wait. Okay. I don't know which is which, ladies. I'm so bad with my memory. So please forgive me. I should look these things up before I start. All right. So I've got my 3. All right. And I'm going to pull my cord tight. And we're going to start and go right on through this series of beads. So I'm going over, under, and through, under, over, and through. And I'm going to move up to my glass beads. Over, under, and through. Switch around and go over, under, and through. Move up large hole hill tribe. Go over, under, and through. Under, over, and through. Put up my next 2 glass beads. See how quickly this goes? I love that. Boy, if you need a gift, these are the kind of projects that you want. You can make them in under an hour, which is very, very cool. Thank you, Sabrina. Hello and welcome. And if I've missed some of you that have said hello, please forgive me because I'm just got my head down here working away. So I don't want to be late because I broadcast on the Great Bead Extravaganza group, and we adhere to a strict schedule, so we do not interfere with who may be broadcasting next. We all picked our times and days, and we don't want to go over. There's my second group of 3, under and through, under, over, and through. Last of the large hole hill tribe, which was a score to find. I'm always searching for new products for you all and for me. I like new products because it makes it. All right, so we just did that whole series, and now we're going to add on our Bali spacer beads. 12 of those. Let's see. Hope I got enough here. There's 1, 2. Oop, come back. I'm going to trim this off again. Make my life easier. 3, 4. It was cold. I woke up yesterday to 6 inches of snow, people. Not good. I am over this. I am ready for my flowers. And it went down to 17 degrees here in Colorado yesterday. Not acceptable. Of course, this is Colorado. So like if you go up to Telluride to the music festivals, you can be sitting there in blazing sun having to dip a scarf into ice water. 3, 6, 9, 10. I need 2 more. Excuse me 1 second. And anyways, you can be sitting in scorching heat, and then literally 10 minutes later it's snowing and it is cold, and then it'll go right back. How many did I say? 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. One more. 12. Colorado weather is notoriously temperamental and changeable at any minute, but I do love having a good snowball fight in the summertime in your shorts. Over, under, and through. Under, under, over, and through. Hey, you guys, come back out of the way. And moving 2 more up to make our little pattern. Over, under, and through. Under, over, and through. 2 more. Over, under, and through. Snug it up. Under, over, and through. 2 more. So, anyways, but the good news is today it's sunny and warmer and all the snow is gone. Well, most of it anyways. So I'm wondering if anyone from Fort Collins watches these lives. If you do, please say so. I will say hi, and knowing that you are a fellow Northern Colorado, or NOCO, as they say. All right, I'm moving up my last 2. That's good because we're right on time. We still have 10 minutes. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going under, finish that, and then we're just going to do our couple of knots in a row. So just like make it a good look and make it nice and secure. Push those together. There's 1. And there's 2. All right, I'm really tugging on that. And again, gonna get, where's my glue tray? And I'm gonna get my dotting tool. And I'm gonna take and put some glue. I want to put it on each side, so I'm just going to flip that over. Put some right there. Now, the dotting tools are cool because see how that's building up on there? I just take my pliers and crunch, and then it's perfectly clean again. Super easy. Oh, just making sure this isn't going to go anywhere. All right. So now I can trim this off carefully. Carefully. I can trim this down, and I'm going to cut it at an angle. Then, oops, I got rid of my glue. I didn't need to. I'm going to dip the end in, roll it around the side. And then I am going to take and put it in like that and let it dry. And we have made a really nice necklace. This one fits me and hits me right above my breastbone. Or, actually here, I'll show you. If I can come up here and put this on so you can see. I'll stand up. See, whoop, and then get it closed. There we go. So you can see where it hits me. Perfect. Goes kind of nice with this sweater too. So I hope you enjoyed today's project. If you see anything you like, do a little shopping. I need to tell you how much I appreciate that. That's how I stay in business. This is all I do. I have been self-employed for my whole career. Thank you, Nancy. I love the leather and turquoise too. I really like the pendant though. You know me and flowers. But my career has been a lengthy one. I was one of the original designers to help make jewelry making into a trend, and I'm proud of that. I was taught jewelry making in high school, silversmithing, and by a wonderful, wonderful woman named Miriam Brigham, who ended up being like a second mom to me. She let me use her professional studio, which had every silversmithing tool you could imagine, so I wouldn't have to buy any, which I couldn't afford. I did work almost full time as a high school student and went to school. So I've been working since I was 14 years old. I am no slacker, but I've been making jewelry. Yeah, that is one of the clasps from the taper magnetic clasp that I just showed you how to glue on. That is from JTV. I had those made for JTV. They are no longer on JTV, so I can sell them on my site. That's how that goes. When I'm debuting products on JTV, I can't sell them on my site because you can't compete with jewelry television. Nope, that wouldn't be smart, nor would it be allowed. Anyways, yes, now you can. Oh, so Nancy, you had one. Oh, cool. So now you can make this. Awesome. Very cool. I love you, Nancy. I hope you're feeling pretty good today. Nancy, you are such a trooper, and I love being your friend. I love all of you guys for real. So, thank you so much for tuning in today. I will be back on Sunday with another project. All right, I'll be posting things. Boy, you guys, I put up those vintage lampwork blossoms. Those things are flying out of here. I better see if there's any left that I can score before they're all gone, because those are actually from from milliner shops. So people that make hats and make the little things that go on the hats, that's what those were originally intended for. And we're using them as some pretty nice dangles. So, and also please get your kit for the Great Bead Extravaganza Spring Fling and make along with me. I so appreciate that. We have a few of those left. I'm Jill McKay. I love you, and I'll see you next time, next Sunday at 1 o'clock. All right? Mwah. Bye-bye.